Sometimes I like to delve into politics a little bit because politics, in a lot of ways, is very similar to religion and makes people similarly insane. I think this is a really good example. This video we are going to watch from CNN is called Mugshots, Onesies, and Trump's Balls. What sells in the Trumptown, USA megastore? It is exactly what it sounds like, and I, for one, cannot wait. So let's check it out.
The mugshot was really hot. And this stuff lasts probably about 2 months. It stays really hot. But
Did you catch that? Apparently, these items only really sell for like 2 months, and then they just like stop selling. I also have a Trump mugshot mug from Quentin Quarantino on Instagram. I thought it'd be a fun novelty item for my parents, but I got tired of using it because I got tired of seeing Donald Trump all the time. But on the other side, it does say justice is brewing, so it's not like they want to use it much either, so I guess it just stays in the cabinet forever now.
the first week that the mugshot came out, we sold like 2,000 t-shirts.
What's that?
That's Trump's balls.
Okay.
Okay, so that's just typical sort of novelty truck nuts, I guess. Just typical, like, hillbilly stuff. But, like, who's gonna see that and be like, that's it? That's what I've been missing in my life. You know, I've been thinking for a long time, I need something and I don't know what it is, but now I have seen the light. I have seen what I need more than anything in the world is Trump nuts.
E. Taylor runs a busy Trump store in Boone's Mill, a town of fewer than 500 people in South.
Lots of flags. The thin blue line one, Trump Nation, America First. And then we got some Trump posters on the background. If you're not for Trump, I can't see the rest. Something, it looks like Biden president somewhere. I don't know what that says. We got a Tea Party flag over there in the corner. We got flags galore here.
Southwestern Virginia.
Oh my God, look at this. Prison for Hillary? I think that's kind of backwards. Faith over fear. That's probably a COVID thing. Farmers for Trump. Rittenhouse is welcome in our house. Yeah, probably not for long. I think he's going to be forgotten soon enough. I don't hear a lot about him these days. Trump 2024, Save America, Vote Republican. Cops for Trump, I guess. We got a lot of FJB. We got a lot of signs here, folks. Trump Witch Hunt, or Witch Hunt Trump 2024. I'm not sure what that sign is endorsing. Not sure if it's saying, well, we need to witch hunt Donald Trump in 2024, or there is a witch hunt against Donald Trump in 2024. Really, you can read it either way. A lot of these signs just aren't that clear.
We visited a week after Christmas, with the Iowa caucuses just days.
Oh my God, the American flag made out of AR-15s and handguns. That is awesome. I love that so much. God bless America, y'all.
Away. Taylor predicted Trump would win the Republican nomination, and then business would really boom.
Can only get these here.
How much are
20.
I'm sick of them grooming our kids, them dang Trump supporters with their baby onesies grooming our kids to be racists. Hey, they got a Confederate flag over there on the far corner. That tells you what kind of people we're dealing with here. I think they said this is in Virginia, so Virginia was obviously the epicenter of the Confederacy, so it makes sense that the losers would want to be in this particular store.
$20.
$20?
Customers were bullish
Oh, there's a flag back that says God, Guns, and Country. Okay.
too. What the superfans bought offers some insight into what they want politically. The merch is not just simple campaign slogans.
Oh yeah, really classy stuff there, you know. These people are just so incredibly classy, aren't they, folks? We've got the classiest, don't we, folks?
It's defiant, even vulgar. Aimed at
What is that? Why is Trump peeing on Putin? Trump loves Putin. Putin loves Trump. They're very similar people. What is happening here? I bet these don't sell at all.
buyers who enjoy being mad at the state of America and think there's one guy who will fix it.
When Trump
Pure class, just pure class. I mean, you know, obviously I am an atheist, and so I don't really have any problems with graven images and all of that stuff, but this is like some golden calf kind of stuff, don't you think?
when Trump was indicted for all these different things, did people stop buying his merchandise?
No, they bought it more.
Why?
Because they knew it was like Russia.
Whitey Taylor. Now, there is a name. That is exactly the name of the person, I mean, who should be owning this store. If I go to a store like this, I want the owner to be named Whitey Taylor.
Collusion. This is all just all bull, made up bull. Now, he has gained a lot of people because of this administration that we have now, yeah.
I bet my mom owns like half of this stuff, like, and probably bought it all at full price, thinking someday it would be worth more.
You get people coming and saying
Oh,
that?
yeah, definitely, yeah. They'll just come in and say, never again will I be that stupid, you know.
I have my doubts.
Hi, welcome to the Trum Store.
What have you observed about what people are looking for?
People want our economy better. They're very scared, I think, because of the way things are going. They feel like where we're at right now is like stagnant.
Were you
Well, the economy is actually doing great. Granted, inflation kind of sucks, but America's gotten off pretty easy with inflation, has had high growth rates otherwise. Not a lot you can do about that, but like Joe Brandon isn't out there just like pressing the inflation button like, okay, we got to inflate this economy, baby. No, it's just a consequence of supply chain stuff and the pandemic and all of that good stuff. It takes a while to rebuild this stuff. This situation is actually very similar to the one Truman faced after the World War II ended, where all of a sudden the demobilization and the destruction everywhere led to downturn, recession, inflation, that sort of thing. But then a couple years into it, the economy actually started coming back, and Truman unexpectedly won re-election. Now, I don't know if we can say that's going to happen for Biden, but I think the vibes are changing a little bit.
interested in politics before Trump?
Yes, and it's strange because I've always been Democrat.
Really?
Yes, so I am a firm believer in believing in a person and system that's going to make positive changes. I think in the past,
Okay, so what positive changes is a violently xenophobic racist going to make exactly? And also, why were you a Democrat if you like this guy who is the exact opposite of that? I feel like there was some lack of thinking going on here. I don't mean to insult the woman. I just think if you were a Democrat and you suddenly like fell in love with Donald Trump, you really weren't much of a Democrat.
I made some quick judgments about my voting, and so I'm very more selective, and it's more thought put into it.
What's
Yes, nothing says selective and thoughtful like, why don't I just vote for this guy who's under like 70 different investigations for fraud and everything else?
coming up right now?
Who knows? The more the Democrats talk about mega crazy people, then something will spin off of it. Within a 150-mile radius of here, anybody gets company in, they bring them here.
Why'd you come in?
You know, I kind of think he's sort of right there. I do think like it's probably bad political form to just demonize everybody that disagrees with you. Some people, sure. Some people, I guess. But I like to think back to Hillary's basket of deplorables thing. That just like was not a good thing to say. Was it true? Well, yeah, but was it a good thing to say? No. If you're trying to win an election, you can't just like insult people like that. Granted, the people most likely to be insulted were not that likely to support Hillary anyway, but some people who are on the fence might have seen that and been like, well, I don't like that. She's really messing up there. She's a very vindictive kind of person. And so, yeah, I think that kind of messaging, if you're a politician, if you are in politics, can be bad and counterproductive. He does have a point there.
Come in today?
To get some Trump stuff so I can advertise and, support him. 06, 08, I like lost everything I had.
Yeah.
But I barely survived. I don't know how I did.
And who was responsible for '06 to '08? Remind me again which party was in power in the years before that. Which party led to the Great Recession? Which policies led to that outcome? Remind me again, if you would, which political party pulled us out of that?
And this is leading up to the same thing again. It's coming. The downfall is coming.
And
I don't see how anyone can really say that. We just don't have the systemic risk that we had leading up to the Great Recession. I mean, housing was a bubble. Now our biggest problem is we aren't building nearly enough housing. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't other bubbles. I'm sure there are. Tech certainly could be a bubble situation, but with things like artificial intelligence, it's hard for me to see tech suddenly enter a massive decline like you saw in the Great Recession or the tech bubble burst 20 years ago. Could these things happen? Yes. Are they likely to? No. I think the catastrophe that was COVID really sort of just kind of reset things a little bit as far as these systemic risks go.
And do you think Trump could prevent that?
I think he can. I think he can put the brakes on it and turn it around.
I often wonder what encourages people to be a Democrat, because
Well, you see, I like human rights for everyone. I want gay people to be able to marry and have kids. I want trans people to be free to be trans. I don't like bathroom laws. I don't like laws banning trans kids from transitioning. I support abortion rights. I am against religion in government. I support universal health care. I support more regulations on big corporations. I support higher taxes on the rich. I support expanding the social safety nets dramatically outside of healthcare. Any number of reasons. So I don't know what's so hard to understand about that unless you've just never known a Democrat before, but those are my reasons.
I don't see a lot of kindness. I don't see a lot of help for our country. And
Yeah, because Donald Trump is the epitome of kindness and help for our country and just anyone other than himself. He's just such a selfless guy. What does help the country, you have to ask? Well, these people might say tax cuts, but no, what helps the country is the largest infrastructure investment in about 50 years. That helps the country, and Joe Brandon got that done, not Donald Trump, despite having infrastructure week every other week, never passing a bill. And, there's other legislation too, like the CHIPS Act, which is intended to get more computer chip manufacturing back on American soil. That's another thing that's going to have a momentous impact on the American economy going forward. These are things that help America and therefore help Americans. And I don't know why these people can't see that. Maybe they're blinded by their desire for more tax cuts, but tax cuts are bad policy.
I see a lot of talk, no action.
He got into this
Donald Trump is all talk and no action. What did he accomplish in office? Not much. They like to have these long lists of Donald Trump's accomplishments in office, but ultimately, everything they list, it's a long list, but it's all very small, irrelevant stuff. Joe Brandon, on the other hand, our man, has some big accomplishments that, of course, they'll just say, well, it ain't really that big, it's just they're just giving money out to the rich people or something like that, And no, that's not what's happening. We are investing in America's future right now, and that is worth a whole lot more than anything Donald Trump has ever done or has ever wanted to do.
business at the very beginning of Trump's takeover of the Republican Party. Taylor's a serial entrepreneur and attention seeker, and he prayed to God to guide him while selling racing merch at the Daytona 500.
My son said, Dad, what's God telling you? I said, came in my spirit. He wants me to help Trump.
Okay, so I think we can just go ahead and say this guy is delusional. No, God was not talking to you, random man, and if God was talking to you, he would not say, support Donald Trump. That is not what God's priority would be here, unless that God is terrible. So, considering his God, though, it may be. You never know.
I said, I'm going to order 1,000 T-shirts. He said, Dad, but that's crazy. You know how crazy you get. Just get 100. I said, go big or go home, boy. I said, if God's telling me, we'll sell every one of them. Not, we'll throw them in the trash can and leave. All we had was a white T-shirt that said, hire the vets, fire the idiots, Trump 2016 on the front, red, white, and
This is like one of those procedurally generated boomer things almost. It stops just short of that. Like, it has like so much weird stuff on there. But hey, I guess it was a good idea for him to actually go crazy with it because I guess like he owns a store now and it seems pretty popular. So, hey, good job, I guess.
blue. And on the back it said, finally someone with balls, Donald J. Trump.
You have got to be kidding me. That's why he has the Trump balls in there.
Okay. And I became known as the balls man on the tour.
Taylor opened
What is this guy's fascination with balls? What is going on here? Is this one of those dudes that's like all about how straight he is and he's like, them gays are shoving everything down our throats and it's actually like a weird fantasy for him or something? Because that's what it sounds like, doesn't it?
the store in the fall of 2020 inside a 100-year-old church. After the election, the big seller was Stop the Steal.
I think we can read like a little bit of positivity in there. I mean, he did open it in an old church, which is good news because that does confirm the churches are continuing to die. Just think about like how awesome of like a thing that is, though. Like how symbolically perfect that is. The churches are in decline. The Trump cult is on the rise. The Trump cult takes over a church. Magnificent. Magnificent.
Did you think the election was stolen?
There's no doubt the election was stolen, yeah.
And what did you think of January 6th?
It was a bad thing, but if you look back, you actually look at the tapes and stuff, they were...
Oh boy. So here's what we come to. He's saying it was a bad thing, but just to hold on a second. What he's probably going to say something about like, oh, it was them Antifers. Them Antifers were just up in there doing bad stuff. It was all a setup. And you know, if you say like that kind of thing, it stands to reason, well, then it's a good thing we're prosecuting these people, right? And they're like, no, we're prosecuting the wrong people. We're not getting the Antifers. We're getting good, patriotic Americans. But let's see if that's what he's about to say.
Let in. But they still should have never went inside, okay? You never go in somebody's house or a house, a public house like that, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's good. Okay, so he didn't go the direction I thought he was going to. I give him my respect for that, but it's still bad he thinks the election is stolen because it wasn't. But the funny thing is, anytime the Trump supporters try to sue, saying that votes were stolen from Donald Trump, the investigations find out that actually it was Biden's vote that was undercounted. Like there was Prince William County in Virginia, actually, where it was found recently as a result of a Trump supporter lawsuit that they actually undercounted Joe Biden's vote total by about 4,000. So yes, there was some malfeasance in that election against President Joe Biden. Also, I just want to make note of that gigantic, like, Israeli flag there in the background. What is that doing there? Is this guy Jewish? Or, I mean, you don't have to be Jewish to sell, like, I guess that kind of flag, but, like, why is that there? Who is buying that in, like, rural Virginia? Is that like a hotbed for like Zionists or something? I don't know.
Does that complicate what you think of Trump at all, that he...
No.
Why
no,
not?
Definitely not, because he definitely didn't tell them to go and storm the house.
Would you have any...
Yeah, he did. He told them that. He told them that they were going to do that. That is what happened. There are videos of it. Do these people just like not actually pay attention to anything? What is happening here? I feel like they just kind of live in their own reality at this point, where they just ignore everything that goes against their talking points. It's really absurd stuff.
Interested in running this store if Trump weren't so controversial?
I doubt it. I like his controversy. You know, we need something that we can laugh about and be happy about. There's liberals that think they can come in here and actually tell me what to do. The last one was a professor from UNC. She was just telling me what a great job Biden's doing. I tried to tell her to leave.
But do you not appreciate...
Okay, so this professor from UNC, which is the University of North Carolina, came in and was like just trying to say, well, you know, I think Joe Biden's actually doing a pretty good job. And he's like, get out of my house right now. You can't say that here. You can't do that. No, we love Trump here. You can't come in here with them facts and that logic. Like, how unhinged, how utterly deranged of a reaction that is.
You know, her coming in and wanting to mix it up a little bit. You know?
Oh, I love it, yeah, but she don't want to hear what I have to say. She wanted me to only hear what she had to say.
You said...
I don't know if I believe that. You can't really stop Trump supporters from talking. They're not known for being quiet people. Like, come on. I don't buy that for a second. You think this guy is going to, like, let some UNC professor talk over him? No, not a chance.
That you want to rename this town Trump Town?
Why not? The Boones are dead. The mill's gone. Let's change.
Do you think other people will support you with that?
Not really, but it doesn't really matter. It's good controversy if it never happens.
Well, I got to give the guy some credit for being like a master at his craft here. Like, he obviously understands that controversy sells, and he's picked up on some, and he's like, okay, let's sell this controversy. Let's get this done. And I think everybody can appreciate that. Everybody loves a great marketer. I don't know if he's serious about like renaming the town Trump Town, but you never know. I mean, I guess as a gimmick, like that could work, but it's not like if you do that, Donald Trump is going to come there and bless the town with his billions of dwindling dollars after all these lawsuits. So the whole thing is just kind of silly. Obviously, he's just going for reactions, but it's pretty funny. Like, the whole thing is just really comical. I can't really tell to what extent he was trying to be funny and to what extent he was trying to be serious. But let me tell you, though, Whitey Taylor, I love you, man. You are awesome. Well, that was a fun one. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If you have something to say, positive or negative, please leave a comment. If you like videos like this for some reason and want to see more of them, please subscribe and do the aforementioned things for the algorithm. And most importantly of all, have a great day, especially if you live in Trump Town, USA.